Hi everyone, this is Kerem Barama Solar Academy. Today I have with me Sasha Jokic. Is that how you say your last name? Jokic? Jokic?
Jokic,
Jokic?
Jokic,
Jokic, Sasha
yeah,
Jokic,
the
who is
the
currently in.
NBA. Mhm.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. The NBA player Nikola Jokic, the same surname.
Right. Well, good to have you, Sasha. Sasha is joining today from Belgrade in Serbia. He does spend quite a bit of time in the between the Bay Area in San Francisco area and Europe. He is the founder and CEO of Cosmic Homes, which is a innovative approach to build zero emissions homes that can also operate on an off-grid basis, pretty much anywhere in the world. And today we're going to talk about Sasha's journey as an entrepreneur. So, Sasha,
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Karim, for having me. Really pleasure to do a Solar Academy with you and dive into what we do at Cosmic.
great. Thank you. Sasha, tell us a little bit about the story, how, maybe a little bit about your background, how you got started, and, how you got started in your career, and then how you got the inspiration for Cosmic, and then what happened after that.
Yeah, yeah. So my last 12 years of career, I've been focused on building more faster and cheaper construction, leveraging robotics, software, and new materials, both in academia setting and as well in the industry, working as an architect, as a trained architect. And my obsession towards creating more cheaper housing was really coming from my childhood experience. I grew up in Yugoslavia when I was 5. My family was displaced from our hometown, and just in a span of a couple of years, we changed more than 10 different apartments. And during that time, I really created this special relationship towards the housing, right? And really felt as a shelter for me. And so construction and architecture was this magical process that makes something meaningful as house. And so recently, seeing that the people are really struggling to get basic home ownership, the housing insecurity has never been higher in the whole world. And also at the same time, the world realizing that the climate change is actually caused by buildings. Almost 40% of CO2 emissions are coming from the buildings that I designed. So I really felt responsible for the situation where we are right now. So the call of building faster, cheaper, but also cleaner construction was a call for me that I couldn't not respond to. And so Cosmic is really focused right now on building, as we like to describe, the autonomous homes that are climate change ready, that are offering a basic housing experience to the masses, but as well giving our planet a chance to really hit a net zero goals, both national and global.
So if you were to explain the problem you're solving, how would you explain that? And then what's the solution?
Yeah, we see that right now the consumers are really demanding more sustainable products, and owning a house, it's the largest product many of us will ever buy. And so the problem right now is that the net zero or sustainable homes are actually belonging only to a few, because it's really expensive to build those homes. In average, it's almost 30% more than building a standard house. And at the same time, we see that the governments are highly regulating the space, forcing home builders to be more cleaner. And so that is really resulting in a high cost. And to kind of unpack that, the reason why buildings, sustainable buildings are more expensive, we see that on the building system side, we see that right now homes can generate energy and water autonomously, but the real bottleneck is the way how we design and build those homes. It is a really, having all of these super efficient high-end technology of machines, but we still build and design net zero homes like we design the standard homes. And that is resulting to really high cost of the ownership, both on a construction, but also over the entire lifespan that is basically absorbed by consumers. What that means is those machines and the construction products are built as a bundle. And so you as an owner, you can only buy this as a bundle. That means it is, you have to finance it through a mortgage. You have to also build it the same slow and dirty construction process. And so in Cosmic, really the solution that we are building is we take all of this high-end technology, the water and the energy generation systems, and we put them in a utility monoblock that is highly standardized and are actually decreasing significantly cost over the entire supply chain for building sustainable homes. So what that means is we are, by producing those components in a factory and shipping them to the site, but as well being in a position to finance this technology through innovative finance programs, we are in a position to significantly decrease the cost of the ownership.
Where is the cost realization happening in this process? Is it in labor? Is it in financing? Is it in eliminating middlemen? I'm just trying to understand that piece a little better.
Yes. So what happens is, we describe ourselves, and we really are end-to-end construction process for delivering those autonomous homes. But we're a digital focused company, means it's only software-based company. But we link all of the participants into our platform, and that really enable us to streamline workflows between the moment we meet the customer all the way we ship and we assemble building at the site, but as well provide utility service. But really the core of the cost decrease is coming the way how we design buildings. So by having this utility monoblock that is always the same, repeatable on every project, we can use prefab and then share the cost of the design, engineering, and building this monoblock with other projects around. So saving on the construction, but then once it's built on the site, we are actually not forcing customers to own that utility box, but actually, that expensive infrastructure that with standard homes, nobody owns the utility, right? Infrastructure that is around the building. So basically we do it the same way with this autonomous home. That means the systems such as, energy generation, solar and battery, the water generation, rainwater collection, air moisture collection, also water recycling, heat pumps, all of that household machines we pack into basically asset class that can be financed through PPA, power purchase agreements. So consumers, when they buy a house, they can have options whether they want to own everything, see the cost, which will be very high, or say, I actually want to live in this sustainable home, but then all this equipment will be owned by Cosmic, who will then operate the utility for the household, but as well get the benefits of selling the utility service through other users through the virtual means. So basically, that's the long explanation of how everything works here.
You said the cost would be high if the consumer bought everything up front, but I'm assuming that would still be advantageous to doing a traditional home. Would that be?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. We don't intend to penalize customers who are not willing to participate in this innovative, but rather give the options. And that's, one of the cores of building this company is to make it a human-centric. We are essentially, taking this high-end infrastructure financing and the high-end construction process that is usually happen in the high, really big projects, developments over the city, and putting all of that force into those individual residential units and giving that experience to ordinary people. So we want to really give the power to people to control how they want to own and how they want to operate their buildings. So in the moment when they purchase a house, they can decide whether they want to really have a full control over the process and the ownership, or they want to have a Cosmic as a platform to really help them run this very sophisticated and complex systems that are right now part of the ordinary buildings.
Understood. Perhaps we can dig in a little bit to the product. Would you mind maybe sharing some slides and pictures and talk a little bit about the specific features?
Yeah. So yeah, we are building the online platform, which is our basic set of collection features is the design configuration. So basically, we design the algorithm that is taking the standardized monoblock and then creates design options based on the site analysis, the zoning, the code compliance, energy modeling, and then as a result, we have this personalized building information model, or BIM, that is easy implemented by conventional home builders. So basically, at the end of once we have the design completed, the next step is the purchase. So in this step, customers can decide and customize.
And what are the elements that are in that design? Is it? I'm assuming there's a PV solar array. There is probably a battery, heat pumps you mentioned.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah. So we have this the suite of features both on energy and water. On the energy side, it's pretty much standard commercially proven components that are people right now installing in their homes: solar, batteries, heat pump that is connected to the energy generation system. Also, water heater and other systems and appliances, all electric appliances that are connected to the system. On the other side, we have a water generation parts, which is, as I said before, the water collection through rain collecting, but as well the air moisture collection, which is a novel technology which we can see other companies are right now also advancing, and Cosmic using that as a
similar to Source.co, if you know that company, Source?
Exactly. Yeah. We are working with Source on technology. There are suppliers for the water generation system, and then also the water recycling. There's a huge possibility of creating zero waste buildings. We are offering our customers to either decrease the amount of water used, but also released from home. And there is also a possibility, which is still very high cost, of creating completely closed loop water system, which is also part of our first pilot projects that we are working on for the next year.
Got it.
But the thing is,
do these options all come in as one package, or do you have the option to pick and choose, or how does that work?
Yeah, so we are right now starting just with one monoblock utility. It's a foundation. Instead of foundation, we flat pack all of those components, and they're always the same for this first phase. But as we grow as a company, as we are a digital focused company, we can create different 3D models of utility. So it's basically a library of monoblocks or utility blocks that can be either a foundation, it can be a wall, it can be a roof. It really depends on the application and the type of the building that we are working on. And
this infrastructure asset, or this piece of the asset, like when you're talking about the whole finished home versus the piece that you guys are involved in designing and delivering, what percent of the total asset value or cost is your piece?
Yeah, so these are some rough numbers. So almost 30%. If we see the cost, this is the cost of building a zero carbon house with traditional construction process. So the cost of design, delivery, also the equipment, the procurement, and installation, it's almost 30% of the entire cost. And that is the amount of money we can save to our customers if they decide to pursue the finance or the PPA program we are offering.
Oh, I see. Because that initial cost essentially
disappears.
Can be financed through you guys.
Exactly.
But it could also be financed through a mortgage too, if you think about it.
It can be.
So then, but there's also probably an actual, long-term ownership advantage you bring. Probably.
Exactly.
And is there an upfront cost savings too if they decide to pay cash upfront versus a traditional home? Or is it about the same, or is it more?
Yeah, so we are probably looking into 10 to 15% less if they purchase everything and own everything.
Okay, that's actually I was thinking like from the lens of looking at electric vehicles, because that's actually a different dynamic there. They're generally 20% more expensive than regular cars, but they're about half or maybe even more than half as costly to operate, because to fill up a EV battery costs like a fraction of what it costs to fill up a gasoline tank, and they go approximately the same amount of miles with that. So yeah, and I was wondering if the dynamics is similar, but you're actually saying that they even save cost, because I'm assuming that's probably because of your more streamlined process of delivering the.
Yes, more standardized. All of the decisions are made during the design process, and that's the key of having standardized communication and operation of the entire supply chain, but also using capabilities of prefab. Not everything. We are not intending to penalize everything except the utility part. One of the biggest insight actually on the cost saving side, what we figured is the inside of the utility box or the foundation, we basically flat pack all of the mechanicals, electrical, and plumbings that are really costly when it comes to building a building, like ordinary building. Like those building systems are usually going as a neural network through the building. And so coordinating with the construction workers was always the hardest part of everything at the on-site. So right now you actually have this box that is coming to the site assembled as a really easy and fast process.
So that saves on labor costs.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah, so I have actually a video here, just a short video. I can also play it. So this is a first house that we built with our construction process. Yeah, and here you can see the proprietary systems, the patented systems for foundation. It's a steel chassis and combination of steel and the wood, and then we have a system, fast fastening system or self-leveling system that are really decreasing the speed and the cost of building this structural part of the building. But the goal is really to have this library of building blocks that can be anything, not just the foundation. It really depends on the strategy as we expand. Having more versatility on the utility box will be probably key of scaling this up on different applications and different type of the buildings.
Understand. Thank you for sharing this. So where are you as a company in your journey right now? So
Yes.
Tell us a
So
little
here,
bit, like how far into the early stage of a startup you are. What's next? What are your current challenges or wishes?
yes, we right now are in the pilot phase still. We launched back in May, and just in the last couple of months, we managed to get almost 3,000 people, 3,000 customers from US that are willing to purchase a house from us. And we lined up having a pilot phase over the next 6 months, where we expect to deliver somewhere between 7 to 15 homes. And that will be ended up our pilot. And then after that, we already have.
And this is in the Bay Area? Those buildings are going to be in the Bay Area? Or?
Yeah, they're spanned through California. We have in the Bay Area, and then we also have in LA and Joshua Tree project. This is actually a Joshua Tree project here. And then also have a couple of ADUs. We have a lot of people inside of the urban areas willing to bring in the cosmic ADUs in their backyards, whether as an investment or as the additional space for extending primary houses. But most of the customers that are right now we are working with are actually in those remote areas where you don't have utility service at all sometimes. And so we bring this life-changing service to those customers, either individuals who want to also build this as the investment or just have retreat house while they're working remotely. But a lot of people, like small boutique real estate investors, willing to build a community of homes that we expect to deliver in the second part of next year, and start working on these large developments where we see a big scale. So community of between 5 to 100 of homes built in nature, with all of the utility service as a mini grid, built by Cosmic and operated by Cosmic. It's the way how we're going to scale this, and seeing the younger generation willing to spend more time in those areas, and having this flexibility when it comes to a job location. It's definitely the future of construction itself, I would say.
Yeah. And so you're in the process of fundraising for both. Maybe we can kill the presentation at this point. I'm not sure if you have more things to share, but wanted to talk a little bit about your financing process too. So I assume you're raising some capital for the projects themselves, as well as maybe for the operating company that will build this.
Yes. So we're right now in the process. Yeah, exactly. So we're right now in the process of raising the equity, and expecting to close the round within the next 2 months. We also have the fundraising on the infrastructure fund, internal infrastructure fund, that we are also expecting to raise a debt financing for us to deliver those first pilots that I previously mentioned.
Got it. What else would you want to share with interested parties at this point?
Yeah, I think we are really building a next generation housing company. Really, that is really ambitious and ambitious plan. We really are aware of what are the challenges. But building a capable team, it's one of the really primary things within the Cosmic. We're right now still a five-member full-time people, but expanding and hiring. So anybody interested in joining Cosmic, would love to hear from them. And also, anyone who is interested in working with us, or has some plans of building anything from ADU to large single 30,000 square feet home, wherever it's located right now in any part of the US, we would love to talk with them and explore options of working with them.
Great. Sasha, thank you very much for everything you shared and your time. and hopefully we will do a recap of this, or further down the road, we'll reconnect and see your great progress.
Thank you so much, Karim. Really enjoyed the conversation, and thank you so much for the opportunity to share more of what you're working in Cosmic.